So, Hellraiser.
Space Coconut.
I don't know about you, but not only am I wholly uninterested in the Hellraiser franchise, from what I know about it and behavior, I think it's safe to assume that we're going to see another limited range attack killer with a separate power as his gimmick. Before I continue, Mrs. Coconut chimed in and said it sounds like a Deathslinger skin, and Ghost Rider would be better. According to the Hellraiser wiki, Pinhead's signature move is to summon hooked chains to hold and move his victims. The dev said earlier, just wait till you see how the next killer picks up survivors. So it'll probably look something like this. Since it's a mental ability, he'll probably hold the survivor up with the chains and move with them to put them on a hook. It'd be much cooler if they begun the sacrifice timer right then and there, but it probably won't happen for balance and perk reasons. The other powers mentioned in the wiki are limited teleportation, creating illusions, as well as creating new Cinnabites from living and dead human beings. From a balance standpoint, and from what we know about the effort the devs like to put into their licenses, we can expect the power to be the one that is the easiest to implement. Teleportation might work since Freddy, Nurse, Demogorgon, Hag, and to a certain degree Spirit all have this mechanic in one form or another, and we know the devs like to reuse old ideas. Creating Cinnabites might work if dead survivors can be reanimated using the Resident Evil zombie AI, but getting that to work properly might be too much for the team. It would also rob the company the ability to sell legendary skins in the form of other Cinnabites. Illusions might work because they do so much for the Doctor, but since it's a licensed character, they might want to try something more iconic. And while the puzzle box is iconic for the franchise, its role is that of a gateway to summon and banish the Cinnabites. I doubt that the devs would use the box in that fashion, so it'll either serve as an Easter egg for the license, or the devs will have created an entire new purpose for it, much like they did for Pyramid Head and his cage mechanic. Regardless, Hellraiser is the very definition of a cult classic. It's an iconic franchise, and its inclusion in Dead by Daylight was only a matter of time. But it lacks the fervent fan bases that Silent Hill and Resident Evil brought to drive hype for the game, not to mention those of Nightmare on Elm Street or Halloween. Hellraiser as a franchise will only be an exciting addition to a few of the hardcore horror fans. Just in time for Halloween now that I think about it. But for regular players who play scary games and Dead by Daylight, the Cenobite is simply going to be a new gimmicky killer that will find its place in the meta depending on how the devs have implemented it. While I'm not excited about the franchise, I'm once again interested to see what they've done with the license in regards to the killer power and his perks. In the spirit of Dead by Boycott, I'll be buying the killer on release and I'll give my unfiltered thoughts on it along with the state of the game upon its release so you can decide for yourselves if it's worth the purchase for you or not. Although let's be honest, you'll be able to tell if they botched the DLC by reading the bug forums on the official forums, any Reddit post, or watching any streamer play the game when it launches. Buy it if you want, or if you think that behavior's quality of work is worth your money this time. Let me know how excited you are for the Hellraiser DLC in the comments below. We'll take a deeper look at the DLC when the PTB drops, so look forward to that. Until then, I'm Space Coconut, and you're welcome.